This is part of the playlist I'm doing on planets, and today we're doing the moon. I've already done the sun, so the sun is a king and the moon is the queen of your chart. The two of them together very much represent what was going on between your mum and dad when you were conceived and their relationship, and very much signify how you love as well. So moon is all about emotions, it's all about sensitivity, how receptive we are, our memories, our perceptions, the inner child, and how we process our memories and all kind of things that happen to us really. Moon rules Cancer. It's a natural fourth sign of the zodiac, and it represents your mother. And you can see through that. You can looking at the moon and looking at your fourth house, you can actually see how your mother is, how your mind works, and how receptive you are or you're not, and all these kind of things can be seen through the moon. Moon also rules Mondays. It's exalted in Taurus, where it's the second house of the natural zodiac. So it's all about the family and values, choices. And it's debilitated in Scorpio, which is slightly more it's sensitive to emotions, and can control things, and also it's a friendly planet to the Sun, to Mars, to Jupiter. Actually, Moon is not really unfriendly. It's not an enemy to any planet. It's the other planets that decide that they are not friendly with the Moon. So Venus, Mercury, and Saturn see Moon as an enemy, as do the nodes. Nodes generally don't like the luminaries, Sun and the Moon, and so that's kind of gives you a basic thing about that. So Moon, wherever the Moon is in your chart, you can read your chart from there. And wherever Cancer is, no matter what house it is, and this is nothing to do with the Moon, wherever Cancer is where things to do with that house will make you happy as well. So Moon rules the water element generally. So that could be the water element in your body, or like the tides, seas, and waterfalls. All water bodies are ruled by the moon. And during the full moon, you see that you can feel bloated. You hold on to, you just feel bloated and just as though you've put on weight. And during the new moon, your water levels are lower, so you need to hydrate yourself, drink more water. That is normal because that happens to the tides as well. Moon overnight with the light actually helps certain plants grow as well, and it kind of rules menstruation as well for the females, and female hormones generally as well are ruled by the moon. And it rules your heart, whereas the sun rules the heart chakra. This is like the heart chakra, but the emotional, not the physical, but the emotional heart chakra with the sun as well. And your so emotional chart, and you can like when you feel like when you feel really really happy, your heart feels happy, or when you feel heartbroken, you feel as though your heart is broken, literally. So that's what it feels like. And moon, obviously, if it's keeping with the sun, if it's close to the sun, it's probably combust. So it just means that you could be oversensitive. And if it's sitting, even though they're friendly with each other, if it's sitting with Mars, you can suffer with anxiety. Again, despite the fact that they're friendly planets towards each other, you can feel agitation and anxiety. If you're sitting with Jupiter, Jupiter can bring out the best in Moon. So Moon can have an optimistic view of life generally. Moon Venus can be nice. It's actually one of the really good yogas in Gemini astrology, a part of Vedic astrology. However, it can be very indulgent, so it could be all your senses OTT. So it could be like you like too much partying, too much drinking, too much spending. So it's not it's a lovely thing to have because you really know how to enjoy life. However, it could also be overindulging, and it can really sort of like give you, you know, not a very unstable sort of situation in that particular house of your chart. Moon Mercury can give you a mind that never stops thinking and processing and analysing things. Moon Saturn is probably, you know, it's somebody who's quite serious about life and can be a little bit too deep, and that can cause them, or they can cause themselves the depression because they see everything from their lack view, lack side. So they need to train themselves not to see it that way, to actually see, you know, because they could almost be like assessing things from the negative side before they even experience it. So it's them who hold themselves back, show the lack. And obviously Moon Rahu can give you an unusual mind, and Moon Ketu can be very sort of psychic as well. So I think that's everything, all the planets. Yeah, so I think I've covered everything. So Moon when it's with sitting with Mars or aspected by Mars can actually indicate also that you have land as well. It's a very successful yoga, as they call planetary yoga, for land and property as well. So you could also be an architect or just own land, you know, as well. And just trying to see what else have I written. Oh, so in different houses, it's quite interesting as well. So Moon in your first house can make you famous. It can also be that you think about yourself and you can be a little bit oversensitive. So you need to learn to just like, if you any criticism, see that people want to give you feedback, not really take it personally. In the second house, it just means that you're always thinking about family, and remember, wherever Moon sits, it's going to fluctuate because it's not one of those steady planets like the Sun. It's up and down, it's wanes and waxes. So again, so your feelings in the first house, your feelings about yourself can be high, can be low. It's like the tides of the sea, really. And in the second, so you know, it's your income and resources, so it can be up and down. If it's in the third house, so you have this emotional connection to your brothers, and I'm not going to keep saying up and down, but you can imagine up and down. The Moon in the fourth will be like somebody who's very motherly, very sensitive, very homely person. You probably really enjoy being in their house because they're probably baking and make you feel really fantastic. But again, just remember that Moon never stays the same, so fluctuates. So they could be cooking fantastic meal for 3 or 4 days, and then it becomes really sort of like basic. So it is flowing, and that's the beauty of Moon, really. Moon in the fifth is somebody who's a teacher, who's very close to their child or children, and it can also indicate female children as well. In the sixth, somebody who it can kind of like be overly thinking about everything to do with the sixth house. So it could be like about work, or they need to actually, this placement, it could be really, really good for learning to digest, sit down and eat, and it's about digesting everything. It's not just digestion of food, digestion of life, really, and stop analysing, because it's almost got an indication of Moon in Virgo. So they need to just like calm their mind, and health will come through controlling of the mind and relaxing the mind. Moon in the seventh can give you a partner who is up and down, very sensitive. They could be famous as well. Moon in the eighth can be like the mother could have had a hard time, or you can be a bit controlling with your emotions. It could be ultra sensitive as well, and extremely loyal. Moon in the eighth. Moon in the ninth, father can be up and down, can be famous father. Moon in the 10th can be somebody who's really famous at work and has massive status. And again, it could be up and down as well. So it could be like a rock star who has had massive fame and then periods of being quiet and then back again. Moon in the 11th will be somebody who is a social butterfly, has many sort of like acquaintances and friends, but none of them very close to them, because again, it's a fickle planet. And Moon in the 12th, this is somebody who needs to retract from the world in order to energize themselves. So they do very well traveling, very well with yoga, meditation, and just taking time out, because that will re-energize them. And Moon also rules pearls, and hence the earrings, and colour white as well, and obviously Monday. So if you want to pay homage to Moon, if you want to strengthen your Moon, Monday will be a really good day to start that. So to start saying those kind of things. I just want to make sure, I just look through my notes to make sure I haven't missed anything. Oh yeah, so Moon doesn't like to be alone. So if in your chart or somebody that you know they have got their Moon on their own, so they've got no planets either side. I'm not talking about the nodes actually here, just proper sort of like the other 6 planets: the Sun, Moon, no, not Moon, Sun, Jupiter, Mars, Venus, Saturn, Mercury. If they have them, because it doesn't like to be on its own, Moon likes company. It's always good for the Moon to be sitting in a house where the house next to it and house behind it has got a planet in it. And hopefully they're not both malefic, you know, because that means that's been hemmed by malefic planets. That's not nice. But if it's like, you know, one benefic, one malefic is good, because even the malefic one just on one side will really help the Moon. Or if it's been aspected, you know, 7 houses from the Moon, there's a planet that helps as well. Otherwise, you know, they can feel as though they're not very supported in life. But like anything, all of those things, you know, even if it's hemmed malefically, things will, I think with anything that's a bit difficult in the chart, you have that experience and you kind of learn from it. Obviously, if you don't learn from it, it might happen again. So you have to just like, lessons of life are very important. And, you know, you make your decisions differently then. So you make a choice of what you want to feel and what is important and what isn't. Because a lot of things that we can overreact in life to, they're probably not that important actually in the whole scheme of things. But that's it. So Moon is the queen and it's never the same. It's very, very receptive. So I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.